Greetings, my friend. This is Gilles Mansillon. I'm told I come and wish you a good day on this WESAK. It is very important. For a few days, we'll have extra presents from the Buddha and the Christ, and so it is quite. It is every year. It is a grand celebration, but most of it is super conscious. We do want to be conscious. We also want to learn to be a good company for ourselves. It is very essential to learn to be a good company for yourself when you're in company, because those people who cannot be alone can never have true relationship, because they have to fill up the void inside that they cannot fill within themselves. So when you've been with people and all of a sudden you're alone, it's like you find your best friend again. Wow, it's great joy, it's happiness, and do not get bored with yourself. Just continue to create. And that will create no dependency on other people. You can let them free because you have yourself. And so it is important that so it's important to balance it out, but recognize yourself as your best friend and learn to enjoy your times alone. For spirit is always listening. I know, but for me, I'm kind of privileged because I worked for it. But for this decades, I've been working towards my spiritual, to be in my spirit, my connected self, and communicate with spirit. And so now I can hear verbally all kinds of things, the guidance. But at first you have to see the sign, you have to align, you have to it's very, and then you hear the words, but you cannot understand it. It's like, and eventually you can understand what the guidance is. And so sometimes spirit is saying silence, but we all have a group of beings, celestial beings and spirits, guides, angels, that are overseeing that are always listening to all our energy, all our thoughts, all our desire. They're not in judgment and they're not spying on us. They're just here to point out those things so that we can aware and we can make enlightened choices. So listen to your intuition, listen to your guides. For the ego has many voices, and the voice of spirit is not the loudest of all voices within your head. Eventually you can just say silence, and then everybody else silence in your head. Just say silence. It's you, your soul, your sovereign self, and then from there you can receive the information from spirit, which is always meaningful, which always makes sense. For the card of the day is the never-ending story. Is really about not giving any sort of power to any kind of drama. It's really the challenge. And so I'm going to pull a few cards to see what's coming up for this month of May. For it's like the observer is Pluto, the Lord of Transformation, the card of death. It's like natural changes. We don't have to do anything. The changes are going to happen regardless of what we do. So it's a really good card to have, because it means that the change will come independently of our own personal free will. The past is abundance. We have cultivated this connection, this sense of abundance. We know that we do not want to be in lack. We want to be in abundance. Now the present is about totality. It's a bit delicate. It's about facing challenges. It's about being very precise, letting go of unfulfilled desires. It requires know that there is a net, that spirit. You always have that net in reality, but sometimes it doesn't feel like it. And in the future is the courage. The courage is very powerful. It's like it's the opening of the heart. It's really the increase is when the courage comes to overcome whatever personal challenge we have. We growing in compassion and lucidity. In the invisible world, it's got playfulness. Wow, wonderful. It's going to be a lot of fun. What's coming inside will be outside as well very soon. So it's going to be fun. We're going to have to learn to play like children, to enjoy ourselves a little bit. So it's going to be a lot of work, but has to be balanced out. We do have to enjoy our life. It's very important. And on the outside world, we have the completion. We have the completion. So it's like the judgment of the universe, the final judgment, the new life. As far as this totality, it's like something that requires very, very sharp-pointed focus. So it's with learning to focus our mind, and with that, then it becomes very intense. There is the intensity of love. It's very, very intense. So we have to get used to the intensity and to stay serene, to stay not to go into the mind, because the mind will project guilt. It's like, so forgiveness is very important. Just you have this voice of the ego that will project guilt, and then you have the voice of spirit, the guidance, that will talk to you about love and light and freedom and joy. So it is very important to continue to cultivate that, and there will be courage. We'll have the courage to overcome certain things we did not have before because of this eclipse that we're going through. Will assist definitely. So I thank you very much. I hope this message was interesting for you. I hope that you enjoyed this day, this WESAK day. And we'll be there for a few days. The portals will remain open, although we can always, from the heart, we can open any portals. There is no limitation as far as just the consciousness. Our consciousness is the limitation, and we have all these energies that we're growing within our frame of evolution. So I thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I finished with a song a cappella. It's a difficult song to sing, but I think I'll try it anyway. I sang it in French. It's an English-American song by a French composer inspired by a Mozart symphony. And it's called The Windmills of Your Mind. It goes like this. Round a circle in a spiral, like a wheel within a wheel, never ending or beginning, or a never spending reel, like a snowball down the mountain, or a carnival balloon, like a carousel that's turning, running rings around the moon, like a clock whose hands are sweeping past the minutes of its face, and the world is like an apple swirling silently in space, like the circle that you find in the windmills of your mind. Like a tunnel that you follow to a tunnel of its own, down a hollow to a cavern where the sun has never shone. Like a door that keeps revolving in a half-forgotten dream, or the ripple from a pebble someone tosses in the stream. Like a clock whose hands are sweeping past the minutes of its face, and the world is like an apple reeling silently in space, like a circle that you find in the windmills of your mind. Key that jangles in your pockets, words that jangle in your head. Why did summer go so quickly? Was it something I said? Lovers walking along the shore, and they leave their footprints in the sand, and the sound of distance drumming, just the fingers of your hand. Pictures hanging in a hallway, and a fragment of a song. I remember names and faces, but to whom do they belong? When you knew that it was over, you were suddenly aware that the autumn's leaves are turning to the color of your hair. Like a circle in a spiral, like a wheel within a wheel, never ending or beginning, in an ever-spanning reel, like the images unwind, like the circle that you find in the windmills of your mind. I didn't do too bad. It wasn't an easy song to sing. And so I'm going to finish with a few words, with a few cards from the angels. For the angels, they're wonderful associates and co-creators. We're going to need to employ them more. The age of Aquarius is the age of angels. We'll become fathers to the angels in order to make this world, this co-creation of a new world, a paradise world. So the observer is compassion. Have compassion for yourself and for others. The highest wisdom is acceptation. Accept that all of it is part of the process, and just forgive, let go, just accept whatever situation there is. Breathe and listen. What we need to understand is listening. What we need to do is luck, to be lucky in life. Just know yourself to be lucky in life. I know I'm very, very lucky. I know there are certain things that are coming that are just beyond what I'm expecting. So it's like, just be lucky. Luck is not a random thing. It just happens when it needs to happen. It is a way by which the creator remains anonymous, just luck. And the outcome will be courage. So we're returning to that, and it's going to be a great courage. Courage means facing our fear, means perfecting our character. Because if to purify ourselves, it means to overcome whatever fear we may have within ourselves. So I hope you continue to cultivate this sense of connection, and that much you prepare yourself for this wonderful new future that is right before us. I thank you very much. Wish you a wonderful WESAK and a beautiful day. Namaste.